Hello and welcome to Nyam Nyam. Today we've got a beautiful fondant rose layer cake for you. Let's have a go. Start with a basic strawberry cake and pipe on white buttercream icing. Layer it up and coat. Smooth it out. Refrigerate for 30 minutes and then roll out some pink fondant icing. Cut it into strips. Then wrap them around like so to form a spiral. Place that aside and next roll out white fondant icing. Cutting that into strips too. Ready to wrap around your cake. Using water as glue to stick on each layer, slightly overlapping. Lovely. Now place your pink fondant spiral on the top and paint the edges with gold food colouring. Beautiful. For a finishing touch, stick on some gold leaf. Here and there, around the sides. And there you have it. Carefully slice and reveal the pink delight that lies within. Fondant rose layer cake. Enjoy! Are you ready for this mango delight? Alright, here we go. All you need is 95 grams of all-purpose flour and the same of sugar. Then we're going to add 20 grams of cocoa powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda and quarter of a teaspoon of salt to that. Mix it together and put it aside. Meanwhile, in a separate bowl, we will mix 40 grams of banana, roughly half a banana, and mash it up. We're going to mix it with 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of white vinegar, 40 millilitres of oil, and 110 millilitres of almond milk. Whisk that together. Now, it's time to pour our wet ingredients into our dry ingredients. Mix it till it's perfectly combined. And there we have it. That is going to go into our baking tin. Pour it all in, and that's going to be baked in the oven at 180 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. Meanwhile, we get some coconut milk cream and we spoon it into another mixing bowl. Give it a whisk. 30 grams of sugar is going to go into a pot with 1 teaspoon of agar powder. Add 50 millilitres of water to that. Once it's dissolved and bubbling away, we add 350 millilitres of mango puree, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. Mix it together nicely. And take it off the heat, pouring it onto your coconut cream milk. Mix that together to form your mousse. This is going to go on top of our cake, which is ready out of the oven. Now, this whole cake is going to go in the freezer to set. And whilst that is in the freezer, we get some baking paper cut to size. Now we're going to squeeze some melted dark chocolate from a piping bag, making an ultra cool pattern. Once set, we can just lift that up and wrap it around the outside of our mango mousse cake. All the way around the outside, remove the baking paper, and there you have a beautiful border. Why not add some peanuts? And a few strawberries. Beautiful looking decoration. Sprig of mint for a spot of colour. And there you have it. Mango mousse cake. Delicious. Fancy trying a slice of the sea? Well, why not make this chocolate mousse mirror glaze cake? Ooh, lovely. Just get some sugar, sweetened condensed milk and some water. Heat it on a pan, stirring all the while. Now to that, we're going to add some gelatin to thicken it up. Add in some white chocolate. We're using buttons. Let those melt in as well, mixing it all together. Lovely. Add your blue food colouring now. That is going to make our sea. You've got a white chocolate mousse already made and you just pour your blue chocolate glaze over the top. Let it drip down the sides. Look at that. Once it's set, you can add some white food colouring on top and use a knife or spatula to just swipe it down, creating a kind of wave effect. Add some cookie crumbles. There you have your sand. And some fondant shells. A perfect seaside scene. Look at that. I reckon a slice of this could be absolutely heavenly. What do you think? I completely agree. You have to see it to believe it. Fancy a dip in the ocean with this ultra cool sea waves cake. You literally have to see it to believe it. It's so cool. Start with some grey fondant icing and roll it into a fat sausage shape. Form the ends to a slight point. This is going to make the main body of our dolphin. Cut a slice in one end, that's going to make the tail. Just separate those out, squish them down a bit. And a slice for the mouth. Just moulding that like so. Brilliant! Paint on a little water to the underside and stick on a thin layer of white fondant icing, and that's for the belly. How about a fondant eye too? Let's use some black fondant icing for that. Great, put that aside and get your plain vanilla cake. We're going to fill it with light blue buttercream icing, keeping in the theme of sea. So we're using blue, coating the entire outside of our cake. 2 lovely thick layers of vanilla sponge cake there. Smoothing it over. Now using a food piping bag with a serrated edge nozzle, you can use a darker blue buttercream icing on the bottom and a lighter blue buttercream icing on the top to create your waves. Even lighter at the very top, so we're doing a kind of faded effect here. Swirly patterns to look like the ocean waves. And using a wooden stick, you can just pop in your fondant dolphins, as many as you like. How about a tail and some blue sprinkles? Look at that. A work of art, I say. Too good to eat, don't you think? Oh, okay then. Just one slice. If you go down to the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. And no, it's not a teddy bear's picnic. It is a moss cake. All you need is some green tea cake or any cake that is coloured green, and we're just going to scrape it all like this to get it into little tiny crumbs. Put that aside and prepare the main vanilla cake. We're going to layer it with green buttercream icing. You don't have to use vanilla cake if you have a different flavour of preference. Once we've coated the entire outside of that, we're just doing 2 layers, but you can do as many as you like. We're going to smooth it all over and start adding our crumbled cake. Just sticking it on with your hands. Add as much or as little as you like. We're going to go all out and cover the entire cake in it. Yay! Sprinkle a little rock candy around the edges to look like stones or pebbles. And stick on a few fondant mushrooms. You could even use marshmallows shaped into mushrooms. Be creative. Get green. Get mossy. There we have it. Absolutely fantastic. And look at that crumbly gorgeousness over the soft, gooey buttercream icing. Oh, yum! Why not make this beautiful Valentine's Day rose cake? It's so easy to decorate. Just get a basic raspberry cake or any red cake of your choice, perhaps red velvet. Then fill and cover it in white buttercream frosting. Create a smooth work surface to decorate. Refrigerate for 30 minutes. Then we're going to paste some pink buttercream icing around the middle of the outside. Stick on a rose. Wrap some rope around it. Tie a lovely bow. Let's stick on some mini macarons. Pink, of course. And some rose petals on top. Beautiful. Let's stick on some sprinkles too, and a few for extra measure. And there you have it. Absolutely stunning. So easy to make. Valentine's Day rose cake. Serve to your loved ones. Look at this beauty face buttercream cake. A work of art. Start by piping on some white buttercream to a piece of baking paper, making a flower. Add 2 green buttercream leaves and a pink buttercream centre. Make a few of these. Now get some strawberry cake and pipe on white buttercream icing. Add the second layer and coat. Then smooth it out. Next, get a cardboard stencil of a face side profile and place it on top of the cake, using a cocktail stick to carve into the buttercream icing. Remove the stencil and then pipe on some black buttercream icing. Next, pink buttercream icing goes on as the hair. Lovely. Let's place our buttercream flowers. Carefully does it. And some pearl sprinkles for a finishing touch. And there you have it. Beauty face buttercream cake. Absolutely beautiful and absolutely delicious. Enjoy! Look at this awesome orange mousse cake. So citrusy and fresh. Delicious. Let's make. We need 150 grams of roasted almond flakes and 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. Mix those together. Then put them into a circular cookie cutter, pressing them down. Make several of these and pop them on a tray. Then refrigerate for 1 hour. Meanwhile, in a pot on the stove, add 200 grams of orange and 100 grams of sugar. You can use fresh orange or tinned. Give them a mix whilst heating. Then add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Then 30 grams of gelatin gets melted into that. Lovely. Pour that into a dish and refrigerate for 2 hours until set. Once set, you can cut out some circles. Lovely. Now in a bowl, add 300 millilitres of whipped cream and 50 grams of icing sugar. Give them a whisk. Then add 15 grams of gelatin and 1 tablespoon of pure orange extract. Mix those in. Pop in a food piping bag and pipe your mousse mixture into some moulds. Half filling each one. Placing your orange jelly circles on top. Then fill up to the top with the remaining mousse. Lovely. Give it a tap and refrigerate for 4 hours. Meanwhile, in a pot on a stove, add 200 grams of sugar, 100 millilitres of water and 150 millilitres of sweetened condensed milk. Mix them together, then add in 200 grams of white chocolate and melt that in. 50 millilitres of orange syrup goes into that. And finally, 40 grams of gelatin. Now your mousse moulds are ready. Pop them on top of an upside-down glass over a plate and pour on your orange mirror glaze. The plate will catch the drippings. Now we just need to place them on top of our base and pop on the chocolate decoration. And there you go. A very realistic looking orange mousse cake. Zingy, tangy, smooth, delicious. What do you do when you love chocolate and you love cake? Well, you make this flow chocolate cake, of course. All you need is some dark chocolate melted, a silicone baking mat which you are going to just clip around the bottom of a glass. Drizzle on your melted chocolate using a food piping bag to cover the entire top of your silicone mat and let it drip down the sides. Now chill that so it sets. Meanwhile, get your chocolate cake and start to layer it with buttercream icing. We're using pink. We'll do 3 layers. We want a nice tall cake here. You'll see why soon. Coat the outside in pink buttercream icing too. Spinning the plate around and using a food piping bag makes this really easy. Smooth to perfection. And then add white buttercream icing on the top and 2/3 of the way down the sides too. Time to add your set chocolate decoration. It's kind of a bowl, and some chocolate balls can go in there. And around the edges. What else shall we add? How about some sprinkles? We're using pearl sprinkles. Lovely. And carefully placing them along the sides too. It's really handy to have a pair of tweezers, you know, just like the same ones you use to pluck your eyebrows. Clean, of course. You can delicately place things as you want them then. A few more sprinkles. And there it is. Ready to devour. Or take photos, whatever you prefer. Go on then, dig in. Ooh, yum. Let's get zesty with this fantastic orange faulty line cake. As per usual, Nyam Nyam is bringing the best recipes to life. Start with a basic vanilla cake or a cake of your choice and layer with yellow buttercream icing. Nice and bright. Use a food piping bag for ease. Cover the outside of the cake too in a thin layer of buttercream icing and smooth it over. Once that's done, you can add some orange slices. Whole slices, half, quarter, whatever you like, around the middle of your cake. Make sure you leave a gap underneath and above. Do you know why? Because we're going to add more buttercream icing. Dark yellow underneath and a lighter yellow on top. Smoothing both of those over. And then painting around the edges with some gold food colouring. The devil's in the detail. Using a thin-tipped paintbrush to do this will make it much easier. And adding some orange slices on top for a finishing touch. Lovely. Why not a few edible flowers too? There you go, edible leaves as well. You can even add a few sprigs of mint, a few slices of lemon, some sprinkles, whatever makes it look refreshing, really. And then dig in. Look at that triple layered gorgeousness. Let's get fresh with this watermelon summer cake. Stunning, ain't she? Ready? Here we go. You get your slice of watermelon and using a cookie cutter, cut out a flower shape. Scoop out a tiny bit from the middle and add a grape. Stick in a skewer and there you have a flower. Make several of these, put them aside. Meanwhile, get your red velvet cake and layer it with buttercream icing. We like using the red velvet cake because the red colour keeps in the theme with watermelon. You can of course use a plain vanilla cake and simply use food colouring to make it red. Smooth this over. There we go. We're going to add some blueberries around the edge. Stick in our fruit flowers. You can in fact use a variety of fruit. You don't have to use all watermelon. You can use different types of melon because we have all different coloured melons, yellow and orange. Even pineapple would be great too. Add some more fresh fruit around the edge which has been cut into hearts. And there you have it. Beautifully displayed, easy to make, super delicious. Can't go wrong with a bit of red velvet. Yum!